Hi everyone, it's me. So, Happy New Year. Yay! This is obviously me dressed up as it is New Year's Eve, but in reality, I don't even know what day it is. I think it might be Thursday. And basically, YouTube is a lie. But for this video, let's pretend it's New Year's. Happy New Year's. I hope 2019 was gentle to you. So for this video, I found an article from the BBC America on ways that you can celebrate New Year's Eve like the British do. And some of them, I'll be completely honest, they look fake to me. I don't think they're legit. So I thought, let me share them with you, and then you guys can tell me whether these British traditions are still a thing or not, because some of them sound made up. And then I thought I'd share some of the ways that Canadians celebrate New Year's Eve. If you don't know who I am, my name is Alanna and I'm a Canadian living here in England for the last 4 years. So I thought let's do British traditions, then we'll talk about what Canada does and call it a night, shall we? So without further ado, let's go. Now, the first British tradition on this list is called first footing. So it sounds like whoever comes back into the house as soon as midnight has arrived are basically bring good fortune. So first footing, is that a thing, yes or no? It kind of sounds like it started out as a dark-haired young man who is sent out of the house just before midnight, and then he comes back at midnight bringing gifts of bread or a coin or some salt or some coal or some whiskey. To be honest, I know which of those I would like. Definitely not some salt, but who am I to say? So it's saying in, I can't say this place, Worcestershire, the first footer role has been transferred to the first carol singer to cross the threshold in the new year. While in Yorkshire, they're less fussy about whether the arrival is dark-haired or not, but he must definitely be male. So first footing, is that a thing? I mean, anyway, let's carry on. So the next British New Year's Eve tradition is actually for the Welsh. So in Wales, can't pronounce this one, Calennig is the name of New Year's Day celebrations, particularly a parade in Cardiff, and a Calennig, oh my god, Calennig is a kind of tabletop sculpture you make out of apple and twigs. Happy 2020. Basically, you make this little statue with apples and twigs, and then you coat it with dried fruit and nuts, and you add a little sprig from an evergreen on the top, and it becomes a decoration for windowsills and mantelpieces to bring good luck into the house for the upcoming year. Do people still do that? Is that a thing that you guys still participate in? Because it certainly sounds like an old school tradition, absolutely. Apples and twigs. Sounds pretty old school to me, but I'd be very interested to see if people still actually participate in that. Don't know how many Welsh people watch this, but if you are watching, please educate me. Now, another New Year's resolution? No, tradition is Welsh, which is interesting because we don't normally talk about the Welsh, and I see you, and I hear you, and you are valid. So it is called, again, can't pronounce it, Died Calennig. God. On New Year's Day, or Died Calennig, some Welsh children get up early and go sing songs to their neighbors, for which they receive sweets, mince pies, and money. I'll just take the money, thank you, but anyway. They may also carry that Calennig in their hands, so that apple twig thing, they might also carry it. It's a bit like Halloween, but more singing. That just seems like the Welsh version of caroling. You know, send out your children to strangers' homes, make them provide a service, and then they can get paid. Maybe they get sweets or mince pies, and they bring that home, hopefully not kidnapped. And then you guys can have a wonderful new year. So another tradition happens in Calennig, Perthshire. God, so sorry. So it basically is a procession is made through the town with 8 torches, which are ceremonially hurled into the river to cast out evil spirits. That's pretty fun. It's like, you know, a parade like Wales was having, but with the added benefit of fire and then whipping that into the river. That sounds like something I could get behind. Another British New Year's Eve tradition, what about black rabbits? Does that sound about right? So in Yorkshire, it's tradition to say black rabbits, black rabbits, black rabbits, just as the clock is about to chime midnight on New Year's Eve. Then, as the clock strikes 12, say white rabbits, white rabbits, white rabbits as your first utterance of the new year. Good luck will ensue. Why? Now, a final British New Year's Eve tradition, which looks like it might not happen anymore. An old school one. We're going back in time with this one. The burning bush. Sounds very biblical. In the farming country of Hertfordshire, a young farmer would rise before dawn and take a hawthorn bush to a wheat field where it would be set on fire to ensure a good harvest and general prosperity. Y'all like flames, don't ya? Flames and mince pies. So those are some of the weirder ones that I could find. I'd be very interested to know if any of them still actually exist. I can see the caroling, I can see that one, but like black rabbits, I don't know about that. I don't know. Now, I had a real hard time trying to come up with unique or weird traditions that Canadians do on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day because we don't really have them. That sounds bad. In my experience, we don't really have them. And maybe that's because we are such a young country, like traditionally young country, that we just don't have the weird history that the Brits do, of which I'm jealous for. So New Year's in Canada, you want to celebrate like Canadian, you got a couple options. One, you stay at home and you pretend that it's not New Year's because what's the point? Nothing matters. Just carry on with your day. Number two, you stay at home, but your friends and family come over. Maybe you order a pizza, you watch the ball drop on TV, you just hang out, play board games, just stay inside. Number three, you could go to a bar or a nightclub or some sort of venue where it's like dancing and it's expensive and everything's a little bit sticky. Or finally, you could go to a live event, which I have never done. I always wanted to do it as a kid, and then as, I've aged and become more cynical, I've realized how terrible it must have been. But basically, a live event, maybe in Toronto or Niagara Falls, where they have the big ones, or Ottawa, you basically just stand outside in a massive crowd of people. It's freezing, it might be snowing, it might even be raining if you're lucky, and they'll have like live bands and fireworks, and you'll count down the ball drop and that kind of stuff. But it is outside, and it's Canada, so it's historically a bit chilly in December. The only sort of strange one that I know some people do on New Year's Day in Canada is the polar dip thing. Not for me. But basically, you go to it's usually one of the lakes, and you jump into the water. It's freezing. It's January 1st. Very, very cold. And then you run back out again. And it's usually for charity. I know a lot of other countries do them as well, but it's typically called like a polar bear dip in Canada, and you do it on New Year's Day. If that does it for you, by all means, I'm not interested. So those are some of the weird British New Year's Eve traditions that I found. Don't know if they're legit, but I would love to know whether those things actually still happen or it's just some author who doesn't know what they're writing about. And of course, some ways that Canadians celebrate New Year's Eve. Not too exciting. I don't particularly like New Year's because everything's a bit expensive. And it's all right. I hope you guys have a wonderful 2020, wonderful new year. I hope the best for you. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye! Okay guys, gather round. Now that all the weirdos have left, let's chat. I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone who has supported me here on Adventures and Naps for the last year. 2019, I feel like, was a big Adventures and Naps year. You know what I'm saying? I feel like things really started moving, and that's scary, but it's also really, really exciting. So I figured most of the people have clicked away now. We'll get, you know, get a bit personal. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, for giving me thumbs up on my videos, for leaving kind comments. Like, all of that stuff really does help. I just had a check on Social Blade, and it looks like Adventures in Apps had about 26,000 subscribers as of January 2019. So we were like 26,000, now over 50,000. Like, I'm sorry, what? So I genuinely really appreciate it. I don't know how many times I can say that. Also, did you guys like my glasses? I wasn't too sure about it, but I gotta find a way to make myself look ridiculous. Also, my head is a bit too large for these. Anyway, well, if you do want to support me in some way, I know a lot of people actually message me, which is very kind, saying, what can I do, yada, yada, yada. Really appreciate it. I think the biggest thing for me is my Patreon account. So it is literally Adventures in Apps on Patreon. The lowest tier where you still get content is $5 US every month, and you get 4 new full-length videos. I post a new video every week. So for $5 US bucks, I don't know, it's like £3. £3 a month, you get an additional 4 videos plus a bunch of other stuff. That's like the lowest tier. So if you want more content, you want to support me, I would really recommend checking that out. If you can swing it, by all means, that'd be really cool. There are other tiers, like if you are into that, but yeah, like £3 a month basically means a lot. Otherwise, I also live stream every Sunday night, 6:30 local time on Twitch. That is also just Adventures in Apps. I know a lot of people say, I don't really like video games, but I pretty much, it's just like a live hangout every Sunday. And we chat, we catch up with what people have been doing. I usually have dinner, and it's just kind of like a hangout. So if you're at all interested, checking that out too would help me as well. Anyway, that's kind of it for me. I will be here in the new year, 2020. I'm gonna keep trucking along, and I would really love it for you guys to be there with me. So if you like this content at all, please subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. All right, now I'm gonna go put regular clothes on because it is not New Year's Eve, and I'm just wearing a very sparkly dress for literally no reason whatsoever. But I did buy these, which I'm really excited to just use on my day-to-day life. Look how shiny that is. Anyway, I should leave now. I'll do one more goodbye because this is the real goodbye. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for making this a thing, because it is only a thing because you are watching it. Okay, do you realize that? Anyway, I'm leaving now for real. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye! Me